Welcome, my beautifuls. Today I'm going to talk about softness and why I choose softness instead of harshness, instead of, you know, grippy. Because softness is, we connect with gentleness, we connect with collapsing, like relaxation. But I want to talk about that. Most people think that strength means, almost like holding everything together. But what if the real strength is knowing when how to release the grip and actually soften? In the moments when when you feel, for example, rejected, when things didn't go your way, when you got upset, someone hurt you, when we're naturally gripping, like the physical body, our body is tight. And I want to talk about two aspects, about the body and about the mental gripping, holding. Just recently, I experienced rejection, and it just came to me just instantly, and I could feel that almost in every cell. And I will describe you a little bit how I felt. I felt like almost I jumped into that space because I felt with everything rejection. But because this is what I'm going to share with you, how to use the softness in situation like this, how to feel that strength in a moment when you feel like you can hold, how to really use this moment for something totally new. This is very important for me to tell you step by step. When I experienced that rejection, instantly it came back like the old movie, and I felt instantly like the guilt. I felt already instantly something wrong with me. I felt, oh, here we go. It must be true, because it's again, must be something not right with me. It was just like so quick. But because I exactly know what it is and was happening to me in real life, it wasn't just me thinking like that. It was just the experience. What I did, I totally took the responsibility of what is going on, which instead of going like as I explained before, I just went straight away into that identity of being rejected, that person who is rejected. I step back. I remove my attention, almost like I step back and remove myself from it. And I could really observe me as almost like an actor, not me, but just observing something, which I totally energetically step out from that. And in a moment, I had the story coming to me, those assumptions, those compensation, like I want to just engage with that story and maybe say something to confirm that I'm not, not that bad, or why is this, kind of making up connection, whatever the story was happening in my head. And I just step out from that. And in that moment, I tell you, it's just incredible. I choose that totally, almost, I would probably call different dimension. Instead of being in that movie, instead of being and repeating that thing, I step out. Because no one talks about it, that softness is the new door, is rewiring your nervous system, is absolutely moment when you can shift to something quite powerful once you only recognize this, because we were simply not thought to do this. And I will continue what I did. I did not engage with any thought because I've really felt this. I really, like, in my bones, I felt that rejection. And, it was just so real, and it felt so real. It felt so real. And when I stepped out, I just started observing this, didn't engage mentally to any of those thoughts, any of the stories. I didn't create any new ideas, assumption, as I said before. I just stepped out. And in that moment, my body just loosened up, like totally. That in that tightness when I felt instantly, that was in here, here. I felt like I was like shrinking inside. But I really sort of like start feeling that spaciousness what's inside of me. And it was just such a relief, because when I did not engage with more, it came to me with almost like, I was just trying to find the word for it, because it creates some spaciousness. I was not into that. I had that space, and I was in this state of like a neutrality. I'm here, but I'm not this. It became a power, because I tell you one thing: when you engage with the story, the awareness narrows. You see this as a threat. You see the threat, you see the danger, you see the proof. But when you soften, when you're not holding into that, when you're not like gripping, you just relax. This is where awareness expands. That's how I felt, that spaciousness. That's what I felt, is it's nice, and okay, that actress does the job, but I'm not this. It was just so amazing. And in this moment, when the awareness expands, there is a more option happening in the same time, new perspective, and you see the truth. See the truth. That softness is not a weakness. The softness is not engagement with unnecessary mental drama. That's it. I already feel this now, even I'm talking to you. And I would love to take you through a little practice. Let's do this together, because I want you to feel this. I want you to think about something unpleasant. For example, I can just come back to this, experience of rejection. Whatever it is, it could be, give you examples. It could be just difficult situation at work. You don't know what to do. You might have some relationship issues, just some confrontation, some unpleasant conversation. You might feel same with any aspect, with your health. You might just worry about something that you stress because maybe you're not healing properly. Maybe there is something with money, because there is no one line of how we're living life. It is in all direction. This is powerful in every aspect of our life. Okay. I want you to find just the moment when you feel this. This is like such a, okay, another word. Find a situation when you feel this is gluing you. It wants to take you, because you identifying yourself instantly. Like me, I was already the one. It felt so real. I was just thinking, it was just so unpleasant. From me, I was shrinking to that little me who maybe long time I was rejected, and it came back so profoundly. Okay, find that situation now, my loves. When you have it, I want you to try not to fix. Don't manage how things should be. Just simply notice what stories is forming. And instead of entering into those stories, just let it pass and just soften your jaw, soften your shoulders, soften your belly. And just watch what happens. You might have the same experience as me, that spaciousness, that quietness. You might even have a clarity. And this is power. My loves, in situations like this, when you feel that discomfort, when you feel like want to respond is grabbing you, in this video, I'm giving that example of rejection, which if you experience rejection, is quite powerful because it touches your identity, it squashes you. But I think it's a good example because if any of you are felt rejected, you know what I'm talking about. And in a situation like this, you don't need to win the story. It's not about, winning the story. It's not about making anything whatever you're experiencing in a moment. You don't need to defend that identity. The first moment, I just want to, almost like say something. I felt so much. You don't need to grip into pain. This is very important. Because I was almost going with that, that me who was previously rejected. And I was almost jumping into that skin and feeling this. Sometimes, the most a powerful choice is you can make is to soften. Means you're not gripping. How I want to say, you're not gripping into whatever is happening in your external world. You're not gripping into whatever is happening into mentally like me. I was so confronted. To let the awareness breathe. Because this is just a gentle invitation. Because when you soften, imagine if you have something really tight and you want something move through, you can't. And this is exactly how it is with awareness. If you soften, if you let that identity just move by, pass, and you choose to be softened, you allowing the whole universe moving through you with new option, with new clarity, with the truth that is you. And you have all the answers that you might think now you don't. But this is the beauty, how we beautifully design, how powerful we can be in a moment when we choose softness, my loves. And if this resonates with you, Share with me where you're gripping, because I really love to hear your stories. And if you want to practice more, just tell me. I'll sort of send you a little practice if you want to go to the deeper work. Lots of love, and see you with the next video. Bye for now.